Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. All electronic devices needs to be powered on. Thank you.
Buenos dias, everybody. Good morning. Matt and I just grabbed some coffee. I got an iced cafe latte, and he got an iced
Americano with some liquid sugar, some liquid crack, make you feel good, start your day good.
Give you some energy. Alright, so now we're headed back to the Airbnb because we have to check out in a few hours to go to our next Airbnb, and now's the best time to show you where we've been living for the last 2 weeks. So let's go check it out.
So we've made it back to the Airbnb here, and now it's time to show you what we got for the last 2 weeks. Let's go.
Okay, we're gonna start with the living area and slash kitchen. Here we have a nice couch that pulls out into a bed, a smart TV that we only used once, table, chairs, 4-burner stovetop, coffee maker, blender, microwave, and a nice big fridge. And this place only comes with 1 pot and 1 pan. Next up is the bathroom. So I'll start from the back here. We have a nice shower, nice overhead shower head. The throne slash toilet.
I think that's called
rainfall or something like
that.
But usually the shower head's like the flat kind.
Now say toilet.
Okay, here is the toilet. Here is the sink. This is perfect for washing your face. If you're like me, you get water all over your arms and onto your body when you're washing your face. This is perfect because then you can just kind of go like this. Got a hair dryer. All right, and here is the bedroom. Here's one closet. It also has a safe. The other storage over here. So you get a ton of space. Here's our nice big comfy bed. So not only do we get 1 AC, we have 2. And here's the balcony.
There's one last thing I want to show you, and that is the rooftop pool you get with this Airbnb. Now, there's been a lot of people up there, so I haven't really been able to go up there and just kind of walk around and show you around. So enjoy this voiceover of the rooftop pool. The rooftop pool was well designed with the white rocks and the wooden boards as a walkway path. After coming back from the beach with sandy feet, it was nice to rinse off before hopping in the pool. You could also sunbathe outside on one of the many chairs, or enjoy a meal at the grill area. There's a high top bar with some stools and also a grill to cook some local fish. Now the bathroom is a great addition so you don't pee in the pool. Also, the best part of this Airbnb was the pool itself because it is so damn hot in Mexico. So enjoy an entrance from either side of the pool and just relax with your friends, your family, or whoever, and take in the sights over the city. The water was always cool and refreshing after sweating your ass off all day. In the evening, the view from the pool was a lot better and much more enjoyable as the weather would cool down and you can really catch a good breeze. Be prepared because there is a lot of noise in the distance from construction on other buildings being renovated. So there are a few things about this Airbnb that we didn't like so much. Now let me tell you about it. One is this. This here is a window to the inner side of the building where the stairwell is and the elevator. Why is there a window on this side looking into the inside? There's nothing to see other than people walking up the stairs. So that's strange, and we never rolled up the shade. Another weird thing about this place is there is this decent balcony that looks out over part of the city, town area. You get an okay view, you can see over some buildings. If you're up on the roof, you can see the beach kind of. But the weirdest thing about this is there's just no chairs out here to sit. How do you enjoy yourself on the balcony with no chairs? So another weird thing about this place is you have a frying pan, which is great. You can use it for multiple things. But when you put it on the flat surface, what is this? Just buy a new pan. They're probably like $5. It's so uneven that when you put your food in here and it falls to one side, the pan ends up like this, tilted. So it takes twice as long to cook. Get a new pan. There are some other things about this Airbnb that were a little bit different than we saw in the listing when we first originally purchased our stay here. Now, one of them being was in the kitchen. In the photo, which you can see here, it shows that there are gold silverware or some sort of goldish looking silverware with the plates. Now, when we arrived here, the silverware was normal silverware. Not a big issue, but it's just weird how they advertise different photos to make it look even better than what it actually is when you get there. Another thing is in the living room, the sofa futon couch that pulls out into a bed, there are supposed to be arms on the side as it shows in the photo. Those aren't there. In the bedroom, when you look at the listing on Airbnb, it shows that there are these little mirrors above the bed as a decal. Those are not there. Instead, they are butterflies. And onto the rooftop. Now, the rooftop photos is what really sold this place to us and why we rented it for 2 weeks. On the rooftop, it showed that there's an umbrella. Now, when we first got here, the umbrella was down and it was all broken, and there really was no way to put it up to make it work the right way. Eventually, somebody fixed it, and now it is normal. Also, on the photos on Airbnb, it shows that there are these nice hammocks that you can kind of swing in and just enjoy the fresh air, but those are not there. Now, that would be a great thing to hang out, read a book, do something, and just relax, but they are not there, and it really sucks. So fix the photo. Why have a photo that is different? Another thing is there is this grill area upstairs, and then there's this long concrete slab. Well, when you're up there, you look at it, there are no cushions, no nothing on it, and it's like, what is the purpose of this? Like, to sit on it would be very uncomfortable. Well, in the photos on Airbnb, it shows that there are cushions there, so you can sit and relax, because there are days where there are so many people up there that there's not many places to sit other than just get in the pool and be comfortable that way. So they really should update the photo and make the photo right to what it looks like currently. Once we arrived here, we saw that most of the things that are offered in the photos for our apartment itself was normal. There were a few things that were a little weird and a little different, and that could have been changed upon arrival. One thing being that the floor was very dirty. It definitely didn't seem like somebody swept or mopped, because when we took off our shoes, within a couple of minutes our feet were just covered in dirt and they were black with like hair on them. Last but not least, I want to talk about some technical issues that we have had here during our 2-week stay. Now, this apartment here is actually in a modern building that has been built and renovated in the recent years, and we didn't expect there to be the issues that we encountered while here. So the first issue is that after being here for a few days, we noticed that the hot water in the shower just wasn't working right. Now, after sitting in a room full of AC for a little while, you get a little chilly and you wouldn't mind taking like a warm shower or even a hot shower. Well, when it came to taking a warm shower, there just wasn't any warm water or hot water in the shower. It was in the sink, it was in the kitchen sink, it was everywhere else, but not in the shower for some reason. So we went 4 days without hot water. And I contacted the host. The host came back with a response. So they brought in some technicians to look at the water heater, and then they came to the conclusion that it actually needed to be replaced. They replaced the water heater on day 4, and after day 4, we had hot water, but it took a few hours for them to replace, and they were late coming here, so it was a little bit of an inconvenience as we had to sit around one night and miss going out for dinner because of the guys that had to work on it. Now, another issue we've been having is that the keypad to get into the place, it actually doesn't work sometimes. So you hit the code to come in and you hit the unlock button and it just will not unlock. Or if you hit the lock button, it just will not lock the door. And that's because the way the frame is setting against the door, there is some sort of like sway, and it's just catching when you go to hit the lock or unlock it, so it's not being able to like push it out or pull it in. So they have to fix that, and that was a little bit of a headache that we've encountered, and also somebody else in the building encountered the same issue. So the third issue happened at the end of the first week. And we came back from being outside all day, and we wanted to sit in the AC and just relax. Well, when we got here, we turned the AC on, it was working, and then about 10 minutes into being inside, the AC just turned off, the lights turned off, and the only lights on were in the bedroom. So there so happened to be some sort of circuit issue at the moment, but 15 minutes later, it just came back on. I even texted the host, told her about it. She said, flip the breakers, wait a few minutes, and it should come back. Now, last night, we came back to the apartment. We were sitting inside again, like the same before, for about 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden, the lights went off. Caitlin was showering, the lights went off on her, and the hot water went out, and all of a sudden, we noticed that all the power to our apartment was just cut. But then again, the lights in the bedroom were still working. None of the AC was working, the Wi-Fi wasn't working, everything wasn't. So I contacted the host, she brought somebody in to check it out. They came in, they checked it out, they contacted her, and they said, we don't know what's happening. So then the host contacted me and said, we're bringing over repair people again. The repair people came, they checked it out in our apartment, and they seen how it was, so then they had to go into the building, and she said they had to replace some sort of burner. So basically they did that. After about 2 hours of fixing it, our AC and everything came back on. Meanwhile, it was like 9:15 to about 11 or something, and it was so hot inside. It was humid. The temperature was in the low 80s, but because there's no ceiling fans inside, it just was so sticky and hot. So I sat out here on the balcony and just got fresh air while we waited for it to be fixed. Other than that, our stay here at this apartment has actually been pretty great. The AC worked most of the time, and when it did work, it was nice and cool in here, and it was a great way to offset that heat that you get outside at this time of the year in Mexico.
Alright guys, that wraps up our Airbnb tour. Thank you so much for watching.
Well, until next time guys, we'll catch you in the next video. Later.
It has like a nice little like runoff thing. That's pretty cool. We have like a little luggage stand.
So there are a few things that we don't necessarily like about this Airbnb, or that are not so great and they should be better. Why are you laughing at me?
Because this is funny.
Why you gotta laugh at me?